Yo, hello, Henning here. I made a great video, I think, about the Daddario patch cables and my dog testing the cable. It was fun. And YouTube buried it and didn't show it anyone. So what am I to do? Well, I told Daddario, I'm gonna make another video. I'm gonna show other cool shit they have. We're gonna look at the solderless instrument cables, the really cool strap, and some bass strings. And then we're gonna tag that other video onto the end, so you have a chance to see that, not again, but for the first time, because YouTube algorithm buried. Have fun. Now let's talk about straps for a second. If you have one guitar, two guitars, you might have strap locks from different companies. There's Schaller, which goes squeak, 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 or Seymour Duncan, I think, has different companies. I personally, for years, used the DiMarzio. Let me show you. So on this PRS here, for example, we still have, oh, whoa, that turned yellow because of the nitro. These get screwed on, and you can get these replacement style. I love the straps. They're nylon. I love the wide ones. And you clip them in, and that is indestructibly amazing. These will last 20, 30 years. I've had guitars with the original ones on them. But you have to screw this on, get rid of the normal strap. You have to use the DiMarzio straps, which are not leather and cool and shiny. You've got, stuff on them. And you always have these things dangling from the guitar. Given how many guitars I have here and guitars coming in, going out, I cannot have these on all the guitars. And that's why for a few years now, I've been using these Ernie Ball straps, which I like because they have this mechanism, and you click in, you pull, and then it's safe. Let me show you. So I take a guitar from the wall, I go click, pull. These are smaller buttons, click, pull. On bigger buttons, you pull a bit harder, but it can't actually get loose. Well, on these tiny ones it can. But I can easily exchange straps without having to fiddle around. Decent system, and I very much like it. But is there something better for one strap fits all? Now, this is shit. You know these. Fiddle, fiddle, fiddle. Put it on your guitar. If it stays on your guitar, yes, fine. But what if it doesn't stay on your guitar? They will get looser and looser and looser, and then you're on stage and it falls off. This is a dumbass idea. It's a nice strap, again, Ernie Ball, with temper foam in it. I love the strap. It's super comfortable. Having this on there is shit. You have to put strap locks on there, but why don't they combine that? I don't know. Now, let's enter Daddario. This is by far the coolest strap lock I've ever seen. It is hard plastic, spring-loaded, and I'll show you how that works. Ooh, does it work here? I don't even know because that's a really, really big strap button. Wow, it still works. That's amazing. Did you see how long it took to put that on there? You just pull it over, this clips down and holds it in place. And you're done. Let's try a couple of different guitars. This is a completely different strap button. Put over, pull, and now it's in there and this is holding it. It cannot go anywhere. You have to lift this very easily and you're done. Click, click, and done. But there's something even more special about this strap. Do you see this? It's a turnsy onesie. It's the patented Daddario turnsy onesie. Unclip. Unclip. Why do we have this? Let's take the Stunning Sully, for example. Click, bam, done. But we have a strap button in the back, which for many straps means you have to put it on the wrong way. And here, I don't even care. Clip, up, and you see how it turns the onesies? Now it doesn't matter anymore. Now the one thing about this one is, let's check it out. Because it is nylon. Well, I put it on the wrong way now. Well, I have to because of the turnsy onesie. No, this is okay. I used it on a different guitar and it was a little bit top heavy, and this strap is too slippery doodah. But let me show you how this is actually supposed to be used. Do you see how quickly I can just take that off? Now, if you're an SG type man, for example, or a mayonnaise dude, where it's in the back. Now we're putting this on the right way. Clippity doodah, turnsy worsy goes in the front. Bam. And now, even though it's in the back, it doesn't matter. It turnsy wurnsies, and it's in the correct spot. And here, let's see. I did still turnsy wursy it. No, it's okay. On the Schecter, it wanted to go down. That's weird. We're gonna try the Schecter. Click. That's pretty awesome. Turnsy wursy, click, bam. I mean, this is by far the best strap lock out there. So let's see. Oh, that's okay. Oh, maybe my shirt was too. Now it goes down a bit. This is just a bit too slippery. Yeah. Which is why, if you have a slightly top-heavy guitar, you might have to forget about the turnsy-wursy aspect and get the leather version with a nice Daddario sign in the front. So this is... It smells like real leather. Okay, so they have the same system. Now the strap is less slippery and wider. I wish they made this as an add-on to any regular strap. I don't know how they would do that, but if I had this and I could put it on any strap I wanted, that thing would sell by the millions. This should still sell by the millions. These are, if you have a lot of guitars that you have to regularly change straps on, honestly, that's the best system I've seen. It's ridiculously nice, super simple, just a little spring-loaded plastic thing, hard plastic, and absolutely safe. It does not come off unless you want it to. Well done, Daddario. So we looked at the Daddario patch cables. Very, very small heads. It's tougher to find, but look how cool that is. And they're straight, and they also have a slit in here to be bendy. But that comes later in this video, where there's a whole video about this tagged on. I want to build these. These are instrument cables. Now there's 4 straight ones and 6 angled ones, meaning you can actually do angled, and then 4 angled and straight, which is what we're going to do. And because of the way that these angled ones are, you can actually put them in front of amps where a normal longer angled plug wouldn't work. So I've used these before, but this is really cool because you have a long ass cable to do, your instrument cables as you want. This is not a cheap kit, but you're getting 5 pretty high-end instrument cables. We're going to build them and see if they work for the first time. I kind of have the trick figured out now. Let's do this.
Garden's full of last year's leaves, the mailbox of reminder fees, and I'm not sure I'm needing all those shoes. The hall's a mess, can't find my keys. The kid has hurt his other knee, and now we're cutting back on all the booze. Our hair getting grey, more work and less play. Our youth seems to fade, but can we complain? I guess that's just married life. Small imperfections amount to sublime, so we better hold on tight. There's no one I'd rather have here by my side. I guess it's just sink is clogged, the vacuum broke, the stove is black from all the smoke, and his toys are scattered all across the room. The laundry's piling up again, we got no time, I'll tell you when. We'll do it on a rainy afternoon.
10 minutes and I got 5 pretty awesome cables in the length that I want, and I usually need, like, you know, 1-2 meter cables to go from the amp to the board, you know, not the super long ones and not the super short ones, and I need them in good quality, so I have 5 now. So let me tell you why the Daddario angle plugs are so cool. Now you have an amp and you want to have the cable not sticking out of the amp, you want to have it angled. Now these are standard plugs. This is a big ass, probably Neutrik plug, very nice on a clocks cable, and these are very expensive Zeolas. Very nice plugs, but on an amp like this, you know, they can work, but it's still, it's quite a bit of plug right there. It's really the only angle right here. This is not elegant. On an amp like this, you're pretty much screwed. Okay? There are amps where they could work. Let's see, maybe here the Fayette. Let me see. Barely, not really. So, not the greatest thing to use. You bring in these solderless cables from Daddario, and even on an amp like the Black Star, where you literally have no space whatsoever, you can go angled. Or even in the corner here. That's not the best idea. But up here, easy. This pancake plug is not pretty. This is. And you can see on this bad cat, Daddario. On this bad cat, Daddario. I wish I had this on all of them, so they don't stick out like a sore thumb. And even the straight ones are very small and don't really look like ass. That is why these are great. Hello, today, silly video. It's no secret, and I made a video.
Plunkin.
There's an Australian sitting there, and maybe that's having an influence on my freaking English. I made a video. I suck at accents. So I made a video about the Daddario solderless patch cables before, and I like them because the little heads allow the cable to be straight and angled. Because with other brands, you have to buy the whole set, and then you want them straight, and then you have to buy all the pluggies, and that costs you another $150 or whatever. These do both. They are beautiful quality, come in the set with a screwdriver and the cutty thing. You've seen all of this. I use them here at the studio. I also use others, but I do like these. It's not the cheapest set, but it's good. The question is, how durable is the cable? So we have a test for that. By the way, there's also the big kahuna. Those are actual instrument cables, angled and straight, with a long ass cable, but that's instrument cable. It's not super thick, but it's obviously stronger and more durable. We want to test this tiny little patch cable and see how much abuse can it take. And I can't think of more abuse for a long leash type thing than putting it on my noodle. Now, my noodle is strong, it's majestic, and doesn't really listen to anyone. What are you thinking? No, my poodle is called Noodle. So we're going to go on a dog walk with this as a leash, and he will do all the unruly things he usually does. And if afterwards all cables work, well, you know that this is gonna survive some gigs, right? So let's go put it on my noodle.
You lost the ground beneath your feet. You lost your balance and foundation. You feel your misery's complete. You've reached the peak of your frustration. But when everything goes south and the walls come crashing down, remember nothing's built to last. This too shall pass. Now that everything's been burned, there's something rising from the wreckage. The wheel of fortune somehow turned. The gods of luck received your message. But when everything goes right, take the hurdles in your stride. Remember nothing's built to last. This too shall pass. See the envy in their eyes. Don't even trust your own companions. You hear their twirled and twisted lies. You feel them rise up in rebellion. When you're alone against the world, when you're denied what you deserve, remember nothing's built to last. This too shall pass. Now you're left without a thing, but once you're freed from all possessions, you're feeling richer than a king. Feel you found the right direction, and when all the stars align, better take that as a sign. Remember nothing's built to last. This too shall pass. There ain't no summer.
And now we're back in the studio. So we're gonna take the harness here. And Leslie did tie this up. There was no other way to do it. Is it fair to test this bit, or should I cut this? Well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna make this a patch cable. We're going to make this bit a patch cable, and then divide the rest into 3 more. If this doesn't work, I wouldn't be too sad. I have a hunch that it does work. So we'll see, okay? So, first, we take these out of the box. Daddario means business when it comes to the staples. Flathead screwdriver, cable cutter, and as I said, these beautiful, very, very small plugs that allow angled as well as straight operation. I'm gonna cut the cable here, and we're gonna cut it here-ish. Now, I do own 2 cable testers, and after half an hour of looking for them, couldn't find them. So, we'll do it the old school way. I have a high gain amp plugged in, a pedal that is true bypass, and we're just gonna plug it in and see if we get sound. Very easy. Gonna make a fresh cut on either side. And the trick is to stick it in and not wiggle it around like crazy, just a little bit. Because by turning it and turning it, I've done this before, there's a chance that they don't work. So really just fresh cut, stick it in, push it, don't turn it too much, and then tighten. So this, of course, was the bit that had a lot of strain on it in bendy parts. And let's see. I'm really curious. Wow. I don't know how he can put more stress on this thing other than riding over it with a tank. Moving on. So here, maybe you can see that the cables are a little bit frizzled. No, you can't. Here we go. So we're just gonna make sure there's a fresh cut on either side. As I said, you can bend them to the side and have them straight. Wow. So those were the 2 trickiest bits of the cable. I have a hunch that the rest works. Now these are longer patch cables now, but I need them on the table here all the time. Again, fresh cut. So to bring this to a close, I'm amazed. Noodle was well behaved today. I don't know why. He's usually much more rowdy. That's why we also took him on the scooter ride, where he literally pulled the scooter up a hill. And you could see there was definitely ripping on the cable, and we had it in knots on both sides. All 5 cables worked on first try. Now you could say I faked that, blah, 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 all these accusations that hit us sometimes. I didn't. I would be fully transparent with that. I did have issues with these cables before, but I realize now that was because I cut it, stuck it in, and turned it to really have the best connection. That wasn't a good idea. So when you get these, when they fail, if they fail, it's because you did that part wrong. I learned my lesson. Really shove it in, wiggle it a bit, not too much, and then you have the most more working cable possible. All 5 immediately worked, angled or straight. The cable itself, quality-wise, don't worry about it. I've been using these for 2 to 3 years now, and they're solid. I have well, Harley Benton pays me for videos as well as Daddario, so what I'm gonna say is the truth, and not because anyone pays me. I have the Harley Benton version of these. They are considerably cheaper. And the gold tip on a Harley Benton that are pulled out of a pedal got stuck in the pedal. That's not good. They are considerably cheaper. And that was one of them. But that's never happened with the Daddario cables. It has happened with a cheaper cable from Harley Benton. So that's my experience. They survived the noodle. I'm going to say they're going to survive any gig and pedal board that you throw these at. They are not the cheapest cables, but you can make them in any length that you want. You have them angled and straight, which is absolutely amazing. My buddy spent hundreds on Evidence Audio straight ones for his looper switcher, because the ones that came in the kit were all angled. So, way to go, Daddario. Daddario. I don't know how to say that. Can someone please teach me how to say that? I'll put links below to all the appropriate shops. Please use them. That really supports the channel. If you want a silly shirt like this, and I always get asked, where can we get the shirt? Way more than anything else. Link is below with the coupon code to Mr. Gugu. I don't make money on that, but they do send me shirts. So thank you, Mr. Gugu. It's been a long and fruitful relationship, making me look like 12-year-old girls on a regular basis. Thanks to the Daddario team and animals at the end.